This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Okay. So, guys, today's topic is STD out and STD error. Just a minute, yes. Okay. So, example, some application commands are there. Okay, now here two things. One is I want to save that output. I want to save that error, and I don't want to see also. Sometimes huge output. I know the output, expected output only. So I don't want to see. I don't want. I want to ignore that output. So both are possible. Okay, now. So generally, when you run any command, it can be std out or std error. So guys, means standard output and standard error. Both will be visible into the screen. Example, simple example I will tell you. Let's see. I'm checking this F1 is there or not. Yes, it is there. Okay, now F1. Yeah, it is there. From F10 file. That is, so both I am using. So guys, see here. Here this is STD out and this is STD error. Standard error. So sometimes only you may get error. Sometimes you may get combination error plus output. For future purpose, so I want to store these outputs. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. To store the output, this is the command. You can give any file name. Okay, na? So I am giving here. I am redirecting that output, guys. So generally, when I run a command, that output will be visible into the screen. Now here I am redirecting that output to one file. See, only output. By using this redirection option, I can send the output to standard output to any file, any location. Your wish, guys. Why should I save? For future purpose. Example, it is application command. Some state behavior it is showing. So I want to save those outputs. Every time it's giving different output. I want to save that output. That's where I given like this. Okay, now maybe single greater than means every time overwrite. Double greater than means append to that file. So guys, same cat command. In cat command also we have single greater than and double greater than, right? Okay, now first time means the file will be created and that output will be stored into this file. If I run the same command second time like this with redirection, first it will check the file exists or not. If file exists, it will overwrite that old data. Your wish case. Every time you want to overwrite that data or you want to append the data. If you want to append, you have to use this one. If you want to overwrite, okay, you have to use this. Your wish. based on your requirement. I don't want old outputs, only current output. Then go with this. See, output I'm not getting. I'm storing into this file. See, appending the output every time. See, again, I store that out. See, output is appending. Here, example I'm showing ls command, guys. It can be application command, it can be any other command. So by default, when you run any command, that output will be shown into the screen. That is called as std out. And if error means, that is called as std error. So I can store that output into the into one file. Your wish greater than means it will overwrite that file if already there. If not there, it will create and add it. It also there. Same. If it is a new file, it will create and that output will be stored into this file. This is called as redirections. In the same way, error also I can redirect to greater than. See, now both redirected. Okay, now so this file for std out, this file for standard error. Okay, now if you open std error, see, I got that error. I don't want to see into the screen. I want to capture that output. I want to capture that error. Then by using these redirection options, okay, I can store them. Two double greater than also. Always remember, single greater than means overwrite. Okay, now so these files will be overwritten. The whatever latest output will be double greater than means appended, single greater than means overwritten. Any existing data available, it will overwrite. With single greater than, double greater than means it will be appended. See, every time the output is appending to this file because some using double greater than. Here also, every time that std error is out, file name it can be anything, guys. So greater than means greater than or double greater than means for std out, two greater than or two double greater than means for std error. File names I can give any names, your wish. Now let me use single greater than. See, this time overwritten. That is completely your requirement. You want to overwrite the previous outputs or you want to append the new data to that file. But these are called as redirections. For future purpose, okay, to capture these outputs and errors, we will use this. This is called as std out redirection and this is called as std error redirection. This is to save. And one more also there, guys. Sometimes I know the error. It is expected error only. But huge error I am getting. I don't want to save it. There is a file called null file, guys. Null file will nullify the data immediately. So this is the file name which is available in every Linux. If we store anything there, it will be nullified immediately. So I don't want to save it. Even I don't want to see into the screen because I know that output. Same std out also. I don't want to see that output to the screen. The same file I can update because I don't want to see. I know that output. Even error also. You are my space. You want to save means you can give your own file like this. std out or std error. Now I don't want to save, even I don't want to save to the screen means dev null. Okay, now dev null will nullify the data immediately. If you store any data there, it will nullify the data means zero. The data will be zero, empty. Okay, now that is what dev null. It is completely your requirement. Whether I want to save only std out, only std other, or both. I want to save them, or I want to overwrite them. I want to append to the old file, or else I want to nullify only std out or only std other. Completely your requirement. Okay, na? These are called as redirections. So, guys, open your notepad. Yeah. So, what are the things completed till now? Find it. Yes. So, right? All these are completed. Anything extra? So, to automate anything, to write down the shell scripts, these commands are very, very important for you guys. Compulsory, you should know these commands. Okay, so try to please practice more examples. As I told in Google, we have more number of examples for each command. Okay, so if you know this, then only you can write down the shell script. So you should know when to use which tool. What is the purpose of each tool? Whenever you get a requirement, you have to think about the logic. By using which tool I can get that logic. Okay? Yeah. So these are text processing tools. So next is variables concept. Okay. So there are different types of variables available. So okay. So to write. Okay. Now I'll before that, how to write a shell script. So first of all, why should I write a shell script? Already I have command line. Why should I write a program? Any idea, guys? Already in command line, I'm writing my commands. Then why should I have a program for that?
To make it automatic.
Program, guys. Commands. In shell script also we have commands only. Sorry, what is the purpose?
To make automatic and to store the commands.
Right. Example, I have one routine task. Every day I'm running around 15 commands. Maybe some task, some backup related. Every day I'm taking some backups. Some 15 commands I have. Okay, now. If it is command line, those 15 commands I have to store somewhere and one by one I have to write. Time waste. But if I make it in a file in the same Linux box, I can execute it like one shot. Doesn't matter how many commands you have. So shell script is a set of commands only, guys. Set of commands you are executing, you're making in a file and you're executing in one shot. That is what shell script. Whatever you do in command line, you do the same thing in shell script. Just kind of reusable. That's where we're writing the program. Shell script also program only. It's a set of commands. Okay, to automate the things. It's to save our time. We make the entire file in one shot. No need to run one by one commands manually. That's where we write. So how to write a shell script? Where I am in currently. Okay, so let's create one folder. So here extension is not mandatory. So guys, for your while writing your shell script, you don't need this dot sh. But for identification purpose, like this is shell script, we give dot sh. But that is not mandatory. Your wish. But generally, that is the best practice. Dot sh. Name can be anything. Always we start our shell script with this line. This is called as shebang sequence. So what is this shebang?
Sir, what is it called?
Shebang. This is called as shebang. S-H-E-B-A-N-G.
Okay.
So what is this shebang sequence? What is the purpose of that? Guys, remember one thing. For every user to log into the system, we need shell also. What is shell means? Here example, I am root user. See the prompt which I am getting here to type the commands. Basically, this is called a shell prompt. So what is shell responsibility mean? It will take your commands, user commands, and compile them. Compile means it will convert high level languages. So whatever you are writing commands and all, system directly cannot understand. Okay, because these are high level language. So compile means it will convert that high level into machine level binary language. Then only system will understand. So shell will compile it and send it to kernel. Now kernel will give you that output. Whatever the output you are getting there, whenever you are running any command, something happening, right? Who is doing that in your system? Your kernel only. Okay, so first user input will be like taken by shell. It will convert that. I mean, compile is nothing but converting high level into machine level, high level language into machine level language, and send it to kernel. And kernel will give the output to the shell. Shell will print that output into the screen. So, guys, shell is interpreter between you and system, you and kernel. Okay, now it is interpreter between you and kernel. Compulsory shell is required for every user. There are different shells available in the market. See, bash, C shell, K shell, T shell, like that. So different shells available in them. There are different developers here. Same now we have WordPad, Microsoft Word, different developers. Here also shells available. Different providers develop the different shells. Same example, let's take players. We have different players, VLC player, M player, Windows player, MP3 player. All are for songs only. A few songs will play very well in few players. Example, melody songs, maybe you may feel in one other player very well. Beat songs, you may feel better in one player. The developer develop like that. Same. Shells also same. The responsibility is same. Okay, example mobiles. Doesn't matter which mobile you are using. Okay, so which mobile you are using it doesn't matter. Same responsibility, right? So shell also same. Different shells available. But one thing, example, leave it about shell. We have two laptops. Okay, so maybe I did one thing. I prepared one document, one Word document. In Microsoft Word, I developed the document with full diagrams, tables, headers, lines, everything. Proper. Now I send the document to one more user. He opened his in his laptop, not with Microsoft Word, some other Word document. So definitely there will be some disturbance in the like images, headers, because here is using some other tool. So that alignment may not be same. Yes or no, guys? Is using different tool to open the file. Definitely alignment should be different. But if you use same like me, like Microsoft Word only, it might be same. Then same concept here also. Shebang sequence. Why should I use Shebang sequence? It's not mandatory, but best practice. Why should I use means example? In this EC2 instance, I have multiple users. So Amar is the DevOps set. Maybe root is like I logged in with root. Now I'm creating a shell script. So my application guy requested me. Maybe his name is Pradeep. He requested me. So generally, Bash is the default shell for everybody. For me also, for you also. But assume that Pradeep has different shell. How can I check, guys? This is the command. What is my shell? My root user shell is now Bash. Okay. So assume that Pradeep shell is something C shell. Look at this one. Because of his application, he is using this one. Now I developed in Bash the same script. If we run, it will use C shell. Why? Because is the default shell is C shell. Obviously, shell script may not work properly. The loops, maybe the alignment of the outputs. Maybe here example, if I run one command, my command showing 3 lines, that output. Based on that only, I'll write the logic. Assume that the same command, if we run, it is showing only 2 lines. The same output, it is showing in 2 lines. Obviously, logic different then. My logic won't work for him. Because in my output, it's showing 3 lines. The same output, it is showing 2 lines only for him. So logic will be different if we use different shells, right? So that's where interpreter name I have to do. So which shells, which interpreter, which shell I have to use to run this script. It doesn't matter. Now if I maintain this interpreter, any user run this script, it will take this one only. That is what interpreter or shebang sequence. Did you understand what is the purpose of shebang? Guys, అర్థమైందా shebang sequence అంటే? So every user has its own shell. If at all, who is developing this shell script and who is using this shell script, if both shells are different, the shell script may not work as per expectation. But if you use shebang sequence, for both of them, it will use the same shells, same interpreter. So that is what shebang sequence. Script, now this script, anybody take it in even another system also, it will use this shell only. Why? Because I given the interpreter. Your wish, which shell you want to use, your wish. Based on your requirement, you can. So always it will take for this shell, but for this script, it will use this interpreter only. Okay, na? That is what shebang sequence. Interpreter details. Now I'm writing some just a sample command. Okay. Now how to run the shell script? There are multiple ways, guys. First of all, first time you have to run this command. If it is first time, okay, you created a shell script, but why? Because by default, your shells, maybe any files, doesn't have the execute permission. See, guys, compulsory if it is a program, you should have the execute permission. That is what I am doing. I'm giving execute for everybody. Plus X means I'm giving execute for everybody. This is the first condition for shell script. First step, you should make sure that it has the execute permission. See, now you have execute permission for everybody. Now, how to run? If you are in the same folder where your shell script is there, this is how you can run. This is the syntax. Let me write. Okay, now if you are in the same folder, my shell script executed. If you are in different folder, example, my script is there in script folder. I am in somewhere TMP. Okay, na? I can give like this. What is the full path? So full path of the script, like this. Okay, na? This is also correct. If you are in the same folder, you can give like this. If you are somewhere, you can give like this full path, and one more way also there. Sh sample data set sh like this. So this many ways you have to run your shell script. Okay, so if you are in the same folder, either this or this works. If you are in the same folder where your my shell script is there. If you are from different folders, you have to run like this, either this or this. Okay, na? See, everywhere you have the same one. This is how we run our shell script. Okay, so this is how we run our shell script. Next. So, variable concept. What is variable? Very important concept, guys. Variable concept is very important concept. So if a key has multiple values, then that is called as variable. Why should I use variable? Okay, there are first of all, okay, let me write down there. Let me open that sample file. Equals to 5. Okay. Maybe some calculation related. Okay, before that, let me explain one more thing, maybe in simple way. Can you please open home loan calculator? Open the first one.